Okay, in this video I'm going to show the differences in real-world performance or virtual world performance of Realtek 82571 chipset-based dual-port network adapter I've added to my motherboard, or the motherboard's built-in Realtek 8168 based chipset. So let's just get started with ESX. The version is ESX 5. It's been patched to 504.890. Next, go to ESX host, click on Configuration tab, click on Networking, you'll get this view. Here's what we have. VMNIC 0 is what's attached to all my virtual machines right now. If we go to Network Adapters view, you can see that's an Intel brand. Okay, so that's the baseline, that's what we're testing first. Next, we want to look at the speed. So let's get this network monitoring utility here going on my laptop. Let's get Veeam going here. So we've got Veeam set up for a nice fast SCP copy. Let's put the ISO file on the clipboard. It's on a local solid-state C drive on my Windows 7 laptop here. And now we want to put it in the Realtek through the Intel, excuse me. Let's do the Intel test. So right now we know we're on the Intel. We just confirmed that. We're going to stick it on this fast RAID array, and we're going to paste it in. And let's see what kind of throughput we get. I'm pointing with my mouse cursor to the number. This is how Veeam acts. This is normal. It's kind of ramping up. There you go. It looks like it's coming up to about 20-something megabits a second. Megabytes a second, excuse me, which is over 200 megabits per second. All right, so I'm going to jot this down. At 1 gig of transfer, let's see how many seconds that takes. And it looks like time elapsed is going to be 49 seconds. Okay, next, let's get the vSphere client view up again. Let's reconfigure the networking. So if we click on Networking and then Properties, you'll see we have network adapters. This is a little scary. We're going to be changing network adapters that we control the ESX host on. So it's pretty easy to break things or mess up. So tread lightly here. Click Add. Let's add one of the Realtek adapters. And just click Next. Next. Finished. Why did I not care about the order or sequence or which was on top? Because I'm about to remove the Intel. And there we go. And you'll see the driver family just changed over to Realtek. All right, so now we're on a Realtek network adapter. Ready to go back to Veeam. And I think my clipboard still has it, but let's just do it again. Copy. Go to the Realtek folder and paste. All right, watching these numbers again. Okay, already we're getting quite a bit higher. Now this is a test of basically FTP unencrypted, which is what FastTCP sets up, I believe. Not really real-world traffic, meaning I/O in and out of a virtual machine. So we'll test that next. But let me, wow, I totally missed how many seconds it took to get to 1 gig. I could watch the video, but it was 20-something seconds. So it looks like it's more than twice as fast. Okay, I've seen enough of that. Let's now go to File Copy. So here's the source. Put that in the clipboard. And here's the target, which is a network share on that virtual machine. I'll give you a look around at the virtual machine. And it's Windows 7. And if we look at file sharing, it's got the C drive shared. It's exactly what you just saw right over here. So we're going to drag and drop a file into that machine. Throw in downloads. All right. So here we go. Watching the throughput again. Let's see what kind of number we get. Now you can see the histogram, the bar graph here. Low, high, looks like more than triple actually. And now to a virtual machine, we're getting really good throughput here. Would have been good if I glanced at a stopwatch. I didn't, so let's look here now. It's not going to tell us how many seconds, but it is going to tell us about 90 megabytes per second. Sounds like the number to record for Realtek. Okay, and the last test. Going back to here to change back to the Intel network adapter. Next, next, next kind of thing. Then remove this one, the Realtek. And now you see we are left with the Intel again. Okay, that's done. And let's get back to the drag and drop. Okay, let's see the shape and height of this over here. Okay, we're getting some jumping around there. But in the end, we're doing extremely well for speed, other than that hiccup. So I'd say that was a fair 92 or 93. So, interesting results. Quite a bit of difference in speed going to the service console to ESX, which is kind of a low priority thing, but if you're moving a lot of ISO files into your data store, pretty common thing, like where do you put Windows when you're about to install it on your ESX host, you need to move 4 gig ISO. So that's a considerable difference, 2 or 3 times faster, Realtek versus Intel. But for actual virtual machines, which is what really matters after you have them operating, it looks like both networks are suitable. So I guess what I can conclude here is that I'm liking the idea of using Realtek for here. So the Realtek is actually on the motherboard. The Intel was an added PCI adapter. So I like the idea of using the Realtek for system management. So now that we've added the Realtek, we can go ahead and remove the Intel. And this concludes my walkthrough of testing and how I decided to stick with the motherboard-based Realtek. An Intel i340, an expensive, over $200 quad card would be ideal with all kinds of virtualization optimizations, but that would be yet more expense. And given the throughputs I'm seeing here, which are quite good, for a lab box, this is obviously more than sufficient. All right, hopefully you found this video useful. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to visit tinkertree.com.